Hey y'all, happy Monday. Yesterday we celebrated Resurrection Sunday, the day that we recognize, remember, celebrate Jesus walking out of that grave. That should be all that we need, right? To walk in confidence, in a fulfilled life, in hope of things to come, in joy where we are, knowing that God is faithful, that He will do what He said He will do, and that even though the darkness may, seem permanent, it's not. Death, which, we think is final, is not. Those dreams or promises that may look like they're never going to come to pass, God is faithful. We've read this for weeks and weeks, and I keep finding places to insert it, but I'm putting in my heart Psalm 138 from the Passion Translation. And it says several things. The very last verse, so this is Psalm 138, verse 8 from the Passion, says, "You keep every promise you've ever made to me." And in the very beginning, right, in Genesis, God began to prophesy that one would come to set things right and to rectify what Satan thought he stole, to set back in line man's relationship with God. And so when he said that in Genesis, let's just read it. Let's just read it. Genesis 3. I know it's in 3. It's the offspring. Okay, Genesis 3:15. "And I will put enmity between you and the woman," he's talking to the serpent, "and between your offspring and her offspring. He will bruise and tread your head underfoot, and you will lie in wait and bruise his heel." He says, my note in the Amplified says, Christ fulfills his victory over Satan, the wonderful promise here spoken. That Jesus Christ, here, at the very moment that the sin occurred, that the fall occurred, God begins to speak and prophesy about the one coming who would tread and bruise the head of the serpent. Where he thought he would be victorious, God had other plans. The word tells us, and we'll probably get into this week, that before the foundation of the world, the Lamb was slain. So before God even started the creation, knowing what would happen, he had laid a plan for redemption to reconcile us back to himself. And so today I want to read Mark 16 this is from the Amplified Classic. Mark 16:1. "And when the Sabbath was past, that is, after the sun had set, Mary Magdalene and Mary, the mother of James, and Salome purchased sweet-smelling spices so that they might go and anoint Jesus' body. And very early on the first day of the week they came to the tomb, and by then the sun had risen. And they said to one another, 'Who will roll back the stone for us out of the groove across the floor and at the door of the tomb?' And when they looked up, they distinctly saw the stone had already been rolled back, for it was very large. And going into the tomb, they saw a young man sitting there on the right side, clothed in a long, stately, sweeping robe of white. And they were utterly amazed and struck with terror. And he said to them, 'Do not be amazed and terrified. You are looking for Jesus of Nazareth, who was crucified. He has risen. He is not here. See the place where they laid him? But be going and tell the disciples, Peter, he goes before you into Galilee. You will see him there, just as he told you. His promise fulfilled. Psalm 138:8. You keep every promise you've ever made to me. Be encouraged and confident in that today. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, y'all.